Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be kind of a nail tutorial. Disclosure, I am not a nail technician. I am not good at nails. I like to have my nails done. I did see this kit at Walmart the other day. It is a dip kit called SEREN-DIP-ITY. It comes with 3 different colors here. There's kind of like a nude peach pink, a white, and then it's called 3 Wishes, which is just like a gold with silver shimmer in there. I decided to pick it up, try it out. I've tried it out a couple different times now, all the different colors, and I really like them, and I wanted to show it off to you because this is about $20 and it takes about 10 minutes to do at home, and it's very simple. It has all the instructions just listed here on the back, and I think it turns out really well, and overall I think it actually lasts pretty long on your nails. Before we get into the video, don't forget to hit that little bell down at the bottom and also that subscribe button if you haven't already, and let's get into the video. So we're going to be using the back of the box that has the instructions on it. It sounds like it's complicated, but it's really not that bad. It does say there's 14 steps, but it goes by really fast, and I'll show you each step individually, and you'll kind of just hear my voice doing the talk through all the way through the video as far as painting goes. So first things first, you want to wash your hands and dry them thoroughly, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take the buffer that comes with it. The only thing I don't like about this kit is that these are not printed on the actual buffer, so you can't tell what's what, so I keep it in the sleeve, and then I literally am just gonna go through and just buff each nail. And my nails are hideous. Like, working in a library for 7 years and then working with paper products all the time at the work that I have now, they're just gonna be really bad. So they're not very shiny. They're peeling quite badly because I use gel nails all the time and I peel them off, and I know I shouldn't, so let's just get over that. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It just needs to be buffed a little bit like that, just to take all the natural oils off of your nail. So we're gonna take the priming bond, which is the first step in the kit, and we're just gonna coat it. I do this 1 finger at a time because what you're gonna do is you're gonna put the prime on, then you're gonna dip it in the dip powder that came with it. So my kit came with the white dip powder. It's kind of like a pinkish peach color, and then this really pretty gold glitter color. I find that these two are really pretty paired together, and since I'm going to my brother's wedding tomorrow, we're gonna do that one. So I'm gonna go ahead and just coat my nail, and then we're just gonna dip into the powder and then just tap off the excess off your finger. We've already been through this. Jenny has a hard time saying excess. I always want to say access, and I don't know why that is. So for this 4th one, I always put my accent finger as the ring finger. That's just a personal preference of mine, but you can do this with any nail that you have that you want to have that kind of pretty shine, sparkle to it. So I'm just gonna dip, tap off the excess, and it's gonna be really thin at first, which is totally okay because we're gonna do this step probably 2 or 3 times to build up the color. And I just put that all over my nail and take the powder and dip it in, kind of give it a little swirl, take it out, tap, 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 get the excess off. And we're gonna go in next finger. And I am no expert at nails. I saw this kit at Walmart and I thought it's cheaper than going and getting my nails done, and it's safer than gel nails because it is dip powder, so it doesn't adhere to your nail the way that shellac does, which I find nice because my nails are pretty gross. So we're just gonna paint it and dip. So I kind of let that sit just a little bit, wiggle them around. Then you're gonna do it again. This time I try and get an even coat over the first coat, just because if you don't, it's not necessarily gonna look bad, but it could look a little bit more bumpy than what you might want. That's what I found anyways. So we're gonna tap off. My watch is coming alive to say hello to you all. And you can really see the glitters shine through once you start applying more coats of the priming bond. I like to kind of swirl, like really swirl this one in there to get all those pretty glitters on there. And this one, you'll probably see your natural nail kind of shining through a little bit, which I don't find as bad. I actually kind of like it, but one once again, the priming bond. Get that even coat. One dip, swirl, swirl. Tap off the excess. I can't believe I'm saying excess correctly. So me and my husband have this weird thing where I say eggs and he says eggs. I think that's how he says it anyways. I was raised in a very southern home and we always call them eggs and he says they're eggs. So when I say excess, I think that's why I have a hard time not saying access. We're gonna coat and dip. There's a freaking fly in here. Get out of here. Why you do this, fly? Okay, so I'm looking at it. I think we're gonna go one more coat just because the white is a little more transparent than the pink. So let's just go ahead. And you're gonna wanna do this in an area where you can be messy because I find that this is really messy. And then you're gonna really see the glitters on this one come through. It's nice because it's got gold and silver in it. Now, if you don't want your nail to be very thick, I would suggest just sticking with the 2. If you're extra like me, you're gonna go with 3 because that's what we do. The more coats you put on, the thicker your nail is gonna be. And the nice thing too is you don't really have to let it dry for very long. Like it tends to dry up pretty quick. Okay, so I know it's looking a little dicey. I'm not gonna lie, I feel you. The next step is we're gonna take this number 2, which is the instant activator, and we're just gonna make sure that we apply a generous coat of this just right over the top. And it's kind of hard to see, and it doesn't matter if you get it on your cuticles or anything like that. This part really makes it smell like a nail salon in your house, I swear. I'm just gonna cap off that edge, do the same thing. And you wanna apply, like I said, a very generous amount. This is what's gonna make it stick to your nail for so long. So typically these dip kits that I have found, they last a pretty long time on my nail. If I'm not doing anything, you know, strenuous with my hands, they typically last about 2 weeks. And if you do happen to get some bumps in there, that's totally fine because we're gonna buff them out. So don't worry about it if you do. I'm just gonna let that dry. It says allow 2 minutes for it to fully dry, so I'm just kind of gonna wave my hand here. I honestly don't think it needs that long, but you know, we'll do what it says. I guess in the meantime, I could be working on this hand, but I'm just gonna do this hand off camera. I can typically be done with this process in about 10 minutes, so I don't know about you guys, but it takes me quite a while to do that normally with my nail. Like if I'm just using polish because I get it everywhere, and this one, if you do get it everywhere, it just peels off. So don't worry if you get it, like I don't know if you can see, but I've gotten it because I have really short nails, so it gets everywhere, but we'll take that off. So now we're gonna shape the nail with a file, and I pre-did it with my natural nail beforehand, so that way this process wouldn't be quite so lengthy. But we are gonna make sure that the edges are nice and round. There's nothing sharp poking out or anything. Nobody likes a sharp nail. I don't know, I work with this lady that her nails they're not sharp, but like they're very long and like stiletto pointed, I guess is what you would call that, right? Sweet lady, but she has really scary nails. Just gonna peel that little piece off and throw it on my floor because I'll vacuum it up later. I'm gonna do the same thing underneath here. Like I said, it usually peels off in one piece, no problem. It doesn't hurt or anything because it's not sticking to anything really. It's just kind of hanging there. Okay, so that looks good to me. They look pretty shapely, pretty good. And then we're just gonna take the buffer. So it does have a file side on the buffer, but I'm not gonna use that side. So this side says buff, so we're gonna take that and we're just gonna buff that nail. And this is where you'll kind of make it so it's not quite so bumpy, if that happened to be an issue. I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely one of those people that I feel like I do my left hand really, really, really well, and then I like totally screw up my right hand. Comment below if you're like one of those people, because I'm totally one of those people. That's why I'm doing the left hand on camera and not the right hand. So that looks good to me. So once it's all buffed out and everything, you do have to go to the sink and kind of wash your hand off and scrub all the, you know, powder that you have on your hand off. So I'm gonna go do that really fast off camera, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're all dried off. I've taken off all those little flecks that kind of got around the corner of my nails. So the next thing, after you've buffed them, we're gonna put another coat of the number 2 instant activator on top. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just kind of sealing everybody off one more time. Open up number 3, which is the finishing gloss. This is the very last step that you're gonna do. So you wanna make sure that you know, are finished, that you like the way that they look at this point. I think they look pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and finish them up and apply this top coat. And I like to do it in kind of like one big motion if I can, just because I find that you get the most glossy, shiny effect that way. So I kind of just do one scoop down the middle and then kind of drag it on the side, drag it on the other side, and cap it off a little bit. And I feel bad because I have this horrible bruise on my hand right here, and I don't know what I did. Guys, I had a weird dream last night though. So I had this dream, and in my dream, I dreamed that there was a spider on my bed, and this spider ended up like turning into a crab. This is a true story, okay? And so it literally, like, it crawled up and it bit me, and it bit me right here with its claws, you know? And then I woke up with this nasty bruise, and I was like, was there really a spider crab in my bed or something? Like, it was the weirdest thing. It was really weird. But that's what I get for reading CDC articles before I go to bed. Because I was reading this article about this bug that looks like a crab but jumps like a spider and moves like a spider. Anyways, that was a long and unnecessary story. But anyways, so that's pretty much it. I'm gonna make sure that that dries really well. We don't want to get any like fuzzies or hairs or anything like that, any fingerprints on top. So while that's drying, I'll probably just go finish up the other hand, and then I will show you the finished look all together and kind of tell you my thoughts about the whole process and everything, where you can get this little kit that I got and all that stuff. I will be back in a jiffy. Okay, so now I am back. I have both hands done. I think overall it turned out really, really well. Maybe we can zoom in a little bit on my nails. They're not perfect by any means, especially, like I said, doing the right hand, it's bad news bears. But the thing I've found with this dip kit is that the more you use it and the more like you use your hands and stuff, around the nail kind of comes off a little bit. So if you get it on your skin, around your cuticles, whatever, you can definitely get it off pretty easily within the next like day or so. Even if you wanted to, you could probably take like some, you know, nail polish remover or whatever and get it off on the sides if you needed to. Overall though, I think it's a really good kit to get. They have about, I think, 3 different kits that all have different colors in them. And like I said, I think it was 20 bucks, so just $20 over at Walmart. This one is in the shade Ooh La La. But now that you have the polishes, you can actually just buy the little powders in any color that you want on Amazon. Any dip kit would work, I would imagine. But yeah, overall, I really like it. This is the one from Color Club. It's called Serendipity. It says it's 21-day wear. I would say it's more like 14-day wear, just because it does tend to pick up at the cuticle after your nail grows out a little bit. And then mine always gets caught on my hair when I'm like showering, and it's not a cute situation. So at that point, I usually just rip them off, which is probably not good for your nail, but it's not the worst thing because they're not horribly adhered to your nail the way that shellac is, which is nice. It's kind of a healthier alternative to shellac. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I know it was a little something new, a little something different. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and also subscribe to my channel before you leave, so that way you never miss another video with me. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye guys!